everybody, it's Mandy from Chapel Forge. So today we're going to do a haul video. I love watching haul videos. It's like one of my favorite little binges is just go through YouTube and find a bunch of haul videos, whether it's Azure Standard or Sam's Club or whatever. Like there's Walmart ones and Aldi and all that kind of thing. So just for a little background, I've been going to Sam's Club since I was a kid. My parents had a membership there. I remember as a kid, we tried Costco, and then we decided we didn't like Costco as much, so we went to Sam's Club, even though Costco was way closer. I just always kind of feel like Sam's Club has bigger quantities, and maybe less prepared stuff. So I don't know, someone probably has an opinion about that, but I just like Sam's Club better. Zad and I have had a membership really since we've been married. We have the Plus membership. It's like 100, or it might have gone up a bit, might be like 110 or something a year, but that allows us to be able to get stuff shipped to our house for free. So not everything, obviously they're not going to ship like cheese or something, but we can get all kinds of dry goods shipped to our house for free with the Plus membership, which is amazing. Our closest Sam's Club is like 45 minutes away in State College. So we went to visit there last week, and it's just fantastic to me, how much easier it is to get to things around here, how much faster it is. So we came from a pretty busy county, certainly country-esque and all that kind of thing. I mean, we had woods on our property and all that kind of stuff, but that county is getting really, really busy. The traffic is getting crazy. So it can be really annoying to drive to places where we came from. Where we live now, we live in the mountains, and there's not no traffic, but there is significantly less traffic than we used to deal with. So, we use our Plus membership to get things shipped to the house, but we wanted to go to the State College one to see what the deal was. Is it clean? Is it easy to get in and out of? Is it easy to get to? As usual, there was no traffic getting to it at all. Obviously, I wouldn't go to the State College one on a Penn State game day, but other than that, or maybe even the day before, but other than that, super easy to get in and out of, super clean, same size as far as I can really tell as the one we used to go to, and it was awesome. So we probably only actually go to the physical store maybe once a quarter or something like that. Now there are a few other, at our old one, there really wasn't any other kind of errand to do on the way there. So we really only went 3 maybe-ish times a year, maybe sometimes only 2. Now this one, there are several little honey holes on the way there that I could totally make it a worthwhile trip. If you know us at all, you know that we drive 2 diesel vehicles, and right now diesel's pushing $5 a gallon. So we really try to combine trips as best we can and not just make trips that are just one little jaunt unless it is absolutely necessary. So I would totally go to Sam's Club. I don't know, once a month's probably excessive, but I might go every other month because there's other things that I could do on the way there, or places I could hit on the way there. So today I'm going to show you what we got in our Sam's Club haul. So again, if you've been following us for a while, you know that Zad had a heart attack in December of 2021. And at that point, we overhauled our whole life. My mom came over that following week or whatever. And obviously she was there prior to that, but came over that following week, and we got rid of everything in our pantry and our freezers and fridges that was not a whole food or, whatever, little nutritional value. From Sam's Club, I used to buy all kinds of crap. I would buy Jif peanut butter and tons of cereal and just all kinds of sugar-filled, oil-filled, whatever things that were not whole foods. And I'm not standing here saying that we never ever eat anything that's bad. We just really, really have a high focus on eating good quality protein, which we either raise ourselves or buy from our local farmers. And then the fruits and vegetables that we eat, we either, next year when our garden's up, we'll be growing them ourselves. Obviously, we grew them at our old homestead. Or we buy them from local farmers, or like I've talked about, going to the produce auction. We have several of those around, so I can buy things from local farmers that way. Otherwise, the things that I get from Sam's Club are the gaps for things that I can't grow myself. Or I just need a bigger quantity that I can grow myself. We do buy some convenience-y type things, which I'll show you here in a minute and talk about why we get those things. But here we go. This is what we get from Sam's Club. So For the most part, anything that's a dry thing, so like the toilet paper, the vinegar, Ziplocs, things like that, those are all things that I order on the app before we go to the store, because we have a big truck and we have 2 big trucks and we have a trailer, but why do all that extra work with 2 toddlers when I can get all the dry stuff shipped here, dropped right at my doorstep? And then that way when we go to Sam's Club, that frees up the back of the excursion or the trailer or whatever we're doing to just get cold stuff. It was kind of funny this time because I don't know, like Zad's heart attack happened when COVID was like sort of still kind of, you know, there was a lot of still kind of stuff going on. And so I was trying to remember if we've been to Sam's Club, I'm thinking maybe only once since Zad's heart attack, since COVID. And we used to leave there with like 2 cartfuls of like just overflowing crap, like pre-packaged crap. And this time, short of the few things we got in the center, like we got some clothes and stuff because they had some summer stuff on clearance or whatever. We did not have that much in our cart. I mean, we got a few cold things and like 2 frozen things, and that was it. So that's my advice. If you are looking to save money, save fuel, not feel like you're rushed with shopping or whatever, definitely get the Plus membership. Order all of your dry stuff as best as you can before you go, and then save your trips to the store and the car space and whatever for the cold stuff. And then if you see a few dry things, you know, it's impossible to like look at every single thing on the app. And sometimes they have like limited things and whatever that you wouldn't know that they were on the app because they're only on there for a couple months or whatever. It's like a holiday thing or whatever. So, do all your dry stuff ahead, save your trip for your cold stuff, and then if you have a few dry things that you get while you're there, then so be it. Really quick also, and obviously I'll probably do like an unboxing of this and all this, but I got the KitchenAid professional mixer. So we saw it at Sam's Club. It was like almost $100 off. I think it was $90 off. It comes with like 2 bowls and all these attachments and blah, blah, blah. And if, again, you follow us for a while, you know that Zad does KitchenAid mixer repair. And we have 3 loaners at this point. 1 is mine. And then we have 2 others that are just extras that we'll loan out to people if they bring us their mixer and they really can't be without it for a week, or, you know that we need to order parts for them, so it could be 2 weeks or whatever. So we got the professional mixer. I'm really excited about it. So that's the other thing, is sometimes Sam's Club has really great deals on things like that. You know, so you just kind of have to watch. They'll send you emails and you'll get the little thing in the mail and all that when you join as a member. But nonetheless, I'm really excited about my KitchenAid mixer. It's not here today because it's coming in the mail. So here we go. So we got grapes. So these are $6.77 for the package, and this is a 3-pound package. So these come out to like $2-ish a pound. Which you can probably get them at the store for this price. These are from the United States. So whenever I'm getting grapes or something, I always make sure they're not like product of Mexico or China or something like that. So we got the red grapes and the green grapes, white grapes, whatever you want to call them. These are $6.48. These are $6.71. Both 3-pound packages. I love these. These are like big, delicious grapes, and I just love them. So grapes. We usually get those. They're kind of a treat. We don't buy grapes very often. They're sort of a when we go to Sam's thing. We grow grapes here, but they're like Concord grapes. Not quite the same. We made jelly out of them. So these are a nice treat for us whenever we go there. Another treat when we go is we'll get feta. So this is $7.28 for this big container. It's 1.5 pounds. Zad and I love funky, moldy, weird cheeses. And this is a way to kind of get it, you know, if you go to like a cheese shop, which is fun, and we love doing that kind of thing once in a while, but obviously we can't afford to feed 6 people with fancy cheese shop cheese all the time. So this is a fun way to be able to get a funkier cheese than, say, like, you know, cheddar. We can get that at Sam's Club. So another fun, funky cheese that we love is Gorgonzola. This is $7.98 for this 1.5 pound container. Again, this is not something that we buy all the time. This is just, you know, we were at Sam's and, you know, we spend 15 bucks and get some fun cheeses and enjoy them for the time that they last. All right, so we got this pack of romaine. So I think you get 6. 6? Yeah, 6 in here. It's $3.98. again, hoping by next year we're hoping in the spring that our garden will be set up and the greenhouse will be set up. Hopefully I can keep us in fresh greens a good chunk of the year. We'll kind of see, I'll be learning our zone. We sort of have an interesting little microclimate here, being at the base of the mountain. And so it'll be interesting to see, according to the internet, our first frost is 2 weeks sooner than at our old house, which is interesting because that's a month shorter, 2 weeks on either end. That's a month shorter growing season than I had before. So that's going to be interesting to kind of navigate that, and I'll take you along as we do that. But hopefully next year we'll be growing our own greens. Oh, P.S. This is already open because we went to Sam's Club like 2 days ago and we had lettuce last night for my birthday because Dad made me delicious salad. So, all right. Stir-fry mix, $9.88 for this pack. I think there's, 5 in here. Obviously, we don't put them in the microwave. We don't even use the microwave. It's not even in the kitchen. These are just, Zad really likes these. I love water chestnuts. And actually, so we haven't done an Azure Standard order yet. Our family has not. There is a pickup in State College, which I joined. So hopefully I'll be bringing you an Azure Standard haul video here in the next couple weeks or so. And they have water chestnuts, organic water chestnuts, like canned or whatever. So I'm really excited about that because I freaking love water chestnuts. So these are like maybe one of the convenience things that we'll buy. Could we put this together ourselves? Probably. But it was a little chaotic this year. I was really just trying to fill our shelves. We are still not like unpacked. As you'll see, there is just like, we are still not unpacked. There's stuff everywhere. We're like coming into full-blown Christmas season with our business. So like fire pokers and goat milk soap are just going crazy. And so we are just trying to like find the balance of all the things. And this is really nice. If Zad needs to throw dinner together quick, it's something, that he can just throw in the skillet and make dinner quickly. Same with the broccoli florets. This is something I'd like to, I don't know if I want to grow it. I've tried growing broccoli before and it's really not my favorite thing to grow. But if I could get a bulk amount from a local farmer, or there is a place where we used to live that I could probably, like when we make a trip down there, I could probably coordinate bringing some home. I'd love to play around with freezing it better. So like we've done it in Ziplocs. I probably need to take the time to do it in vacuum seal bags. So we'll get there. This works for now. We have plenty of other canned vegetables on the shelf, but this is something that Zad enjoys adding to meals. So we grabbed that while we were there. All right, I got 3 kinds of cheese. We don't have a cow yet. We're getting there. Maybe like a 2-year goal. So for now, we rely on store-bought cheese. So we got pepper jack, extra sharp, and seriously sharp. I love sharp, like the crumblier, the better. These all average like $7.44 to $8.98, so $7 to $8 a block, and you get 2 pounds. So they come out to like $3.50-ish on average per pound, which I feel like is pretty decent for like store-bought cheese. All right, so one more cold thing. Oh, Zuzu. One more cold thing. We got string cheese. These are $9.74, so 20 cents each. As I've mentioned before, because we do share our oldest, we're traveling 2 hours each way when it's time for him to go to his dad. So these are nice to like just throw in a little cooler or whatever. The kids can have them in the car. If Zad's got a really busy day in the shop, he can just take, one out with him to the shop as a snack or whatever. So again, not something we buy all the time. Just figured we were there. And this will get us, how many's in here? I don't even know. A lot. 48. So that's, 48 little snacks for a pretty reasonable price. All right. So next I got parchment paper. $15.48 for these 2 gigantic rolls. They're like 164 feet. So I typically use reusable parchment paper. That's what I use in my freeze dryer. Bud and I are planning on doing a good bit of baking this winter, and I had 0 parchment paper on hand. So I kind of just wanted to have some because I love those reusable parchments, but they're not always convenient depending on what you're doing. So I got those just to have on hand because I had absolutely 0. All right. We got Frank's Red Hot Sauce. This entire gallon is $14.90. This is actually surprisingly clean. So aged cayenne red peppers, distilled vinegar, water, salt, garlic powder. So not organic or anything, but I mean, as like a store-bought sauce goes, this is pretty darn clean, which I was kind of shocked about. Bud loves hot sauce, so does Matt. Zed and I don't mind it. Bud really likes this Old Bay hot sauce, and we have Old Bay seasoning, and we got this hot sauce, so we're gonna like play with that and see if we can figure out how to make it ourselves. So this gallon will last us forever. I'll put it in our extra fridge. We'll just like put some in a pint jar, leave it in our kitchen fridge, and then we'll just refill it as we go. So I was pretty excited about how clean that was. All right, next thing is, I hate mushrooms. I wish I loved mushrooms, but I really don't. So I do freeze dry them to make powder to sprinkle into food so I can get the nutritional value from it, but I don't love the texture of mushrooms. We've tried all kinds of mushrooms. There's like one or two that I like. They're okay. They're just not my favorite. Nonetheless, Zad loves mushrooms. These are actually a pretty decent price. So $11.48. They come out to less than $1 for the can. Zad will use these to put in like stir fry or any kind of meal, chili, whatever. So they're more of a thing for Zad, and I wouldn't buy them if he didn't want them. But we have those. These again are something that I get to keep in the car. Well, especially now that it's not going to be so hot out. Keep in the car for the kids. So I got 2 boxes of these. They're $12.48. They come out to 42 cents each. They're fairly clean. There's no nasty sugar, alcohol, or anything like that. 5 grams of added sugar in a bar, which is like not awful. I mean, if I'm shooting for like a kid's snack for the car, I try to go for like 5 or less if I can. And short of like natural flavor, there's not really anything in here that, well, canola oil. Ugh, I don't really love canola oil, but it is really hard to avoid canola oil and sunflower oil in some of these kinds of things. As I've mentioned before, we try to keep like 95% of our diet clean. And if I have to fill in the gaps with some other things, I do. I mean, we're doing the best we can. One of Bud and I's goals here in the next, and I've kind of been testing some recipes, is I really want to master like a loose granola that we really like that I can put in my granola barrel in the pantry. We've made granola bars that we really, really love. But sometimes for the car, these are just really convenient. They don't fall apart. You know, like when you make them in a pan, sometimes they're delicious, but they're like a little more, just not as travel friendly. So these are great for that. All right, a chip that we found a while back that we really love, and oh, actually this one doesn't have sunflower oil in it. It is actually super clean. So it has cassava flour and cassava starch, avocado oil, coconut flour, chia seeds, sea salt, citric acid, lime oil. So these are a really, really good option if you're looking for a pretty clean tortilla chip without making them yourself. Not that we couldn't make them ourselves, but again, sometimes I just don't have time to do every single thing. I wish I did, but I don't. So we try to pick and choose what is really important. I do really, really like these. The texture is a little different than like a corn tortilla chip, but they're really good. They're $7.48 a bag, which is on the higher side for a bag of chips, I guess, but it is a pretty, I don't know, it's a pretty decent sized bag. You know, it's a typical like Sam's Club size chip bag that you would expect. So these are really good. They're also paleo and vegan if you are one of those things and are looking for something like that. These have lime, so we use these with chili, nachos, you know, anything. We do like some tortillas, like, you know, corn tortillas or whatever, but that's really our go-to for a lot of things if we're doing like a meat, salsa, sour cream type dinner. All right, so next. So we did a pretty decent chip haul on this one. So right here, I have all of our chips. Again, we do not go to Walmart like ever. I mean, the most I go to Walmart for is to buy mason jars because they have the best price on mason jars around here. Other than that, we so rarely go to the grocery store. Like, Zad went last night to Giant to get me a couple special things for my birthday that we don't... we were going to support our local barbecue joint, but they're repaving, and so they were closed. And so he called me on the fly. He's like, do you want me to go to Giant and get a couple things and make you shrimp and grits, which we don't typically have shrimp on hand. So he went and got some shrimp, and he picked up like a little cheesecake. Seriously, I don't even know when we were at the grocery store before that. We do go to some of our like little outlet grocery stores around, but even then, we probably only go to those places once a month or every other month. I mean, we so rarely go to the grocery store. We go to our dairy like every other week to stock up on milk. But other than that, we never go to the grocery store. So, stocked up on some chips. So, they had these new chips. We've not had these before. They're called You Need This. And they're $4.98. They're another like plant-based one. And they have sunflower oil, which I wasn't super happy about. But everything else is you know, good. So like a flour blend, cassava, carrot, cauliflower, butternut squash, chia seeds, turmeric, and sea salt. So as a chip goes, not too bad. Again, and these are cheap, $4.98 for this big bag. Like, and I love these, but you know, these are about, this is a 16-ounce bag, this is 12, this one's $7.50, and this one's $5. So, I don't know, we'll try these. I'm sure we'll like them. We're kind of like getting really used to like a plant-based chip. Not because, I mean, we're not plant-based by any stretch. We raise meat in the backyard, but a lot of the chips out there, I don't know. The chip, you know, like these are non-GMO and whatever. It's hard to find like really, really good quality chips. And maybe I'll like master something this winter. Something I want to do this winter is really work through. I have a couple books about like bread for beginners and like pantry staples and whatever. And I'd love to kind of master some of those things and see if I can get them to a point where I could easily work them into my routine. Like right now I have yogurt worked into my routine and like sour cream worked into my routine. And like, you know, some of these things that I can just easily do and they're just naturally part of my week. Maybe we'll get to that point with like tortilla chips and tortillas and things like that, but we're not there yet. So got this gigantor bag of Cape Cod chips. This is a 28-ounce bag. The price on these is $6.98. So I got 2 bags of these. These again are just a treat. We will probably not, we do have a local potato chip factory like right down the road. And they're actually really good. And once in a while we'll get those as a treat, like if we're at one of the local stores that carries them. But other than that, we really like never eat chips. This is kind of just a treat thing to have. So it does, again, with the sunflower oil. I'm like very aware of sunflower oil here lately. I listened to a podcast, which I can link in the description, about sunflower oil and how it's not inherently bad. It's the way that it's like commercially processed that's a problem. So another thing on my list of 500 things that I'd like to learn over, I always say this winter, like winter is 7 years long and I'm going to learn all the things in the 6 months that we have of winter. But oil pressing is something I really want to get into. That's a whole nother topic. Okay. So these off the eaten path veggie crisps. These are ones I found right after Zad's heart attack when I was kind of looking for something crunchy that wasn't super bad. These are not the best. Like, I don't know. They have like maltodextrin in them, which I'm not super crazy about. Other than that, it is all like regular food things that you would expect. Peppers and vinegar, rice flour, etc. So again, another treat, something to have on hand. These are, I forget, $8.24. So they're kind of expensive, but these bags are pretty heavy too. Like this is a 1 pound bag, which is a decent amount of, you know, there's 18 servings in a bag. So not too bad. Like when you figure out chips per serving, it's really not like really that bad. So next thing is veggie straws. I know there's like, these keep popping up on like snacks you really shouldn't buy because you think they're good and they're really not. And I'm assuming it's probably because of the oils that are in them. Oils is just like the theme of chips, I guess. So if you have really great suggestions on chips, like commercial chips that you can buy that don't have canola oil, sunflower oil, all that kind of crap, I'm here for that. Let me know what you like. Our kids love these. These are, again, something that I can very quickly throw in a bag for them and take in the truck or whatever. So in this season of sharing our oldest, some things I have to have a little bit of convenience on because they get hungry on a 4-hour round trip. So we got the Boom Chicka popcorn, which is $6.98. Again, with the sunflower oil, but clean otherwise. A little bit more sugar. This is the kettle corn version, so a little more sugar than I'm into, like 8 grams in 2 cups. But again, we are not sitting and like plowing this bag while we like binge watch Netflix all day or something. So, you know, this is a treat. And, you know, I feel like I keep saying treat as I go through my little chip crate over here. But, you know, these are gonna last us months, probably 3, 4, 5 months. So, you know, this is not something that we eat like all the time. Skinny Pop, $6.58. This is something else that my kids really love. Silly sunflower oil again, but you know, again. And can I make popcorn? 100% I can make some freaking popcorn. And we have a whole barrel of popcorn in the pantry, and we love making popcorn. But when we make popcorn, That's for like a sitting and watching a movie thing together as a family. Not so much, hey guys, let's all pile in the truck. We got to drive to Lancaster so that we can drop Bud off or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So again, in this season, there are some conveniences that we choose to pay for. And, you know, the little bits of sunflower oil that we're getting, or canola oil or whatever that we're getting in these chips, is such a small percentage of our diet. So, all right, done with chips. So next thing we have is sliced almonds. So something I'm really interested in is when I do my first Azure pickup, I really want to dig into what their prices are on like walnuts and pecans and things like that. There's a place where we used to live that I call them the citrus and nut dealer because they have citrus and nuts. And that's, I don't know if that's all they have. They have other stuff. If Azure isn't very competitive with their price or with this price, you know, these are really convenient because, like, for instance, these are already sliced, and who wants to sit and slice almonds? That sounds awful. So again, Bud and I want to do a lot of baking. He's working through the Dylan Hollis book, and working through the recipes in that book, and there's all kinds of like baking ingredients he needs for that or whatever. You can follow him on Bud's Outfitters, by the way, if you want to watch him go through that cookbook. It's very entertaining. So sliced almonds, they are $8.88, so $4.44 a pound, which I think is pretty decent. These are so expensive, but they are so good. They're so good. They have stupid sunflower oil in them, but I love these. If I just need like something sweet during the day, but I want to get a little bit of protein from it, I love these. There is 22 servings in this, but it's $16 a bag. So I like very sparingly have these. These are like a treasured little, there's not many sacred things with 2 toddlers in this house. But I love these. They're super good. And they have lots of flavors. There's like salt and pepper. There's chili roasted. I think there's salt and vinegar. They're really good too. These are my favorite though, if I need a sweet treat, but I really want to not have something that has completely void of protein. So got that. All right, coffee. So I've been getting this Cameron's coffee. I really like it. The ground was cheaper in this one this time around. So I typically grind my beans every single morning. I don't like bitter coffee. I like dark coffee, but I don't like bitter coffee. So I went with this toasted Southern Pecan, which is probably my favorite. I really need to dig into coffee. I had put a poll or whatever out on Facebook, and I got a lot of really great suggestions about coffee. We have some really good coffee shops around here, which is awesome because I wasn't really sure what our coffee shop situation was going to be. Since we're not like in the middle of nowhere, but we're sort of on the way to the middle of nowhere. So anyway, this comes out to $5.12 a pound. It's $11.98 for this bag. I love Southern Pecan in my coffee, and I don't do like flavored creamer. Like I put in my raw A2 milk or the cream if I take the time to pull the cream off, and coffee. That's it. We don't do flavored creamer and garbage because ew, that stuff is terrible. It tastes disgusting and it's really, really bad for you. Okay, so we got that. These are organic. So Cameron's also has organic ones. These are whole beans. This is a 4-pound bag. Comes out to $5.92 a pound, which is really, really good for organic coffee. So this, I'll just kind of refill my half-gallon mason jar on the counter, fill my bean grinder as it needs to be filled, and I just really like having extra coffee on hand. I'd love to, ideally, like in a perfect world, like get the freshest beans possible every single morning, but alas, that's not really possible, so this will work. All right, we got that. Okay, so here we go with the laundry detergent conversation. So this container is $20.98. I typically, unless it's really gross, I only use one of these in a load. It's 120 loads. I got 2 of these, right? 120. Yeah, so this is 240 loads. So in theory, this should last me like the better part of the next year. So sometimes I'll use 2. It just depends how gross things are. These are free and clear. I am sure that they are greenwashed beyond belief, but in this season, 2 things. I've made all the homemade laundry detergents and whatever, and our washer is super expensive. And does it kill the washer? I don't know, but I've killed 2 really expensive washers since Dad and I have been married, and I just don't want to budget for another washer right now. And is that contributed to our homemade laundry detergent? I have no idea. It could just be that they're cheap and nothing lasts. I have no clue. But I've done all the homemade laundry detergents. I may circle back around to that at some point. But man, when I have 2 kids, like hanging on me and I'm just trying to get some stuff done, just grabbing a pot and throwing it in there, and it doesn't have fragrance in it. So like we don't do anything with fragrance. I was in a car accident, like, oh my gosh, almost 10 years ago now, and slammed my head off the car window, and so I still have like lasting effects of that concussion sometimes, and I'll get headaches like where I hit my head and whatever. So we don't do fragrance at all. I think fragrance is gross. I've always kind of thought it was gross even before the concussion. So the no fragrance is just gonna have to be good enough in this season of life. I love just being able to take a pot, throw it in, and move along with the laundry. So we get those from there. All right, this is probably one of my favorite things to buy from Sam's Club, as far as I know. So it does have dextrose in it. Like, obviously it has some preservatives because it's a box of dried potatoes, but no one wants to shred potatoes. That's awful. No one has, ugh. I hate shredding zucchini and I hate shredding potatoes. So we buy these. I bought 5 of these actually because we were really low. It's been kind of hit and miss trying to get these since COVID, obviously, because people are trying to put them in their pantry because they will probably last forever. So I got 5 of these, makes 50 servings. They are $8.98 a box, which I feel like I used to get these for like $6 something, but as we know, everything is way more than it used to be. So these are fantastic. One quick note, if you do buy these and you're gonna have them for breakfast, start soaking them like while you're starting your coffee maker, because they're not the quickest thing to make for breakfast, but we love having these on hand. So we got those. All right. On to more nuts. I got 2 bags of these, mostly for baking or for granola or whatever. So $7.88 for this 3-pound bag. That's pretty darn good. That's what, a little over $2 a pound or whatever. So pretty good on those. All right, we got pecans. These come out to $11.38 for a 2-pound bag. So these are halves again for granola or baking or whatever. All right. These are kind of a car convenience thing. I know there's like a lot of controversy about if cashews are bad or not bad or whatever. But they give you an okay amount of protein. You feel like you're actually eating something, you know, like crunching on something. And I can keep this in the car and it has a lid and nothing's going to happen to it. So this is maybe slightly a convenience thing. And we like them. They're good. All right, so we got that. Sharpies, because the entire canning season, where are all my Sharpies at? So I used like this pink Sharpie, which I used on all my stuff to make my notes for this video, and I can't find any of my black Sharpies. So these are a really good price from Sam's Club, 56 cents. At the time, it was cheaper than Amazon. Things like this, I usually check against Amazon just to see what, you know, and I am not typically a brand snot, but sometimes off-brand Sharpies they just don't hold a candle. So, all right, so $13.42 for this pack, 56 cents. We will use these 2 label jars and ship orders and all kinds of 5,000 other things that we use Sharpies for. All right. I buy a 5-gallon bucket of coconut oil when I'm making goat milk soap, but I don't like go into my soap kitchen to get the coconut oil that I need for the stuff that we do in the kitchen. So I keep smaller containers like this on hand. I had one that was open, but I wanted to have one in reserve for backup. As long as you don't open it, I tend to feel like these don't go rancid unless they've been opened. The granola recipes I've been playing with use coconut oil, so I wanted to make sure that I had some of this on hand. It's organic and whatever, so it's pretty decent price. These are $9.98, which I don't feel like is too bad for this. What is this? 56 ounces, so like not quite half a gallon. But so got coconut oil to make granola and such. All right, this Parmesan cheese. Obviously, it has anti-caking agents in it. Parmesan is not something that I've made. I've done mozzarella and ricotta and cottage cheese and like the easier soft cheeses, things you can do with goat milk and whatever. I have not played with Parmesan cheese. This is still something that we just buy to have on hand to add flavor to things. I mean, obviously, you're not getting like a ton of protein from this or anything. So this container is $23.58, which is expensive, but it's still cheaper to buy it in this big container than to buy the taller ones that they sell at Sam's. So they don't actually sell this one in the store. Well, they used to, but as of like a couple years ago, they don't. So this is a 4.5-pound container. We have an old container that we just poured into, that we sprinkle from or whatever. You could just put it in a mason jar or whatever. You know, they have like those seasoning lids for mason jars. You could do that. So this one comes out to $5.24 a pound. If you get the smaller sprinkly containers, they're $5.60 a pound. So not like a gigantic savings or anything, but it's still cheaper and every cent counts. So we got Parmesan cheese. All right, Zad uses these for KitchenAid mixers. So $20.98 pack of shop towels. He needed those so that he can clean all these KitchenAids that are coming in the door. All right, next thing is tissues. We frankly do not really go through a bunch of tissues. I can't even tell you the last time I bought tissues, actually. It was seriously probably like a year ago. But $13.98, there's 12 in here, I think. So like $1-ish a box. You know, we're coming into winter. Someone is inevitably gonna have a cold and we're gonna need to have some tissues on hand. So we have tissues on hand now. All right. So we have trash bags. Again, this is something that I don't buy very often. We don't really make that much trash. We usually only make, I would say, 1 or 2 bags a week because we don't have any food waste like at all. I don't love our trash system around here. So in Lancaster, we had an incinerator that was set up for the county, and they really made a lot of energy from that incinerator, and I loved that, and that was like a really nice thing, but they don't have that here, unfortunately. So everything just goes to the dump and then probably just sits there, and so I do have a little bit of guilt about that, but I can only control so many things. So nonetheless, we try to make as little trash as possible. I buy these trash bags for $17.98 for 200 trash bags, and these last us like forever. I don't even know the last time I bought a trash bag, but we we're like on the last roll in the other box, and I don't want to run out, especially since I'm kind of purging. Don't tell Zad. I'm kind of purging as we like unpack, so I'll probably need trash bags to send things to the thrift store. All right, so next thing we got is Ziplocs. So I buy sandwich Ziplocs, like the cheap ones from Walmart at the Great Value brand or whatever. And because I don't need like a good quality sandwich bag. Like if I'm throwing some popcorn in a bag to give to the kids in the car, I don't need a good quality bag. When I'm doing food preservation, I need good quality bags. So I almost always get the Ziploc brand from Sam's. So these are $16.98 for the 4-pack. So they come out to like $4-ish a box. I didn't really price check these anywhere else, which I probably should have. They're usually the cheapest price at Sam's. So I got 2 boxes of quart and I got 2 boxes of gallon. The gallon ones are $17.98 for the 4-count box. And I went through a good bit of Ziplocs this year doing food preservation. So I just wanted to restock. I wasn't totally out, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't run out. So next thing we have is paper towels. $19.98 for a 15-count pack. Again, we don't really go through that many paper towels. I have a paper towel roll in the kitchen, and that's it. We don't have paper towels set up anywhere else in this house that I can think of. Obviously, we just use like a regular old hand towel in the bathroom or whatever. I don't use them in my soap shop. I just use like old t-shirts and stuff. So this will last us for quite a while. It's one of those things that like eventually I'd love to get to like a reusable paper towel situation, but our bar mops, I am washing bar mops constantly. P.S. I love the bar mops and the flour sack towels from Sam's. I didn't buy them in this order because I didn't need any, but they are the bomb. All right, we came out to the mudroom because I have a couple things out here that I forgot to put on the table. So we found these organic coconut crispy rollers. I hate coconut, and these are delicious. They don't taste like coconut at all. So organic coconut milk, organic tapioca flour, organic coconut sugar, organic egg, sea salt, organic sesame seeds. No added sugar. These are fantastic. And a serving is 7 rollers for 150 calories. So if you watch calories and you're just looking for a yummy little snack, these are fantastic. I think they were like 10 bucks. I forgot to write the price on these because they didn't make it to the table. All right, these I think are like, I don't know, 10 or 11, I can't remember. 48 strips, they're fruit strips. Yes, I could make these in my dehydrator, but my dehydrator's not set up yet from moving, and these are really convenient to put in the car. Added sugar is 4 grams, well, 3 to 4 grams depending on the flavor, which is not terrible. And they are literally, besides natural flavors, everything else is just the concentrate of the fruit or pectin. So these are pretty awesome if you need a sweet snack for your kids that's not full of crap. Last thing is I got 4 bottles of Worcestershire sauce, however you say it, Worcestershire sauce. Again, pretty clean. Besides natural flavor, there's no crap in it. Distilled white vinegar, molasses, sugar, water, onions, anchovies, garlic, cloves, tamarind extract, my dad told me how to say that and I never say it right, chili pepper extract. So this is something I actually want to can. So I actually got anchovy paste at Blessings of Hope to try to can my own Worcestershire sauce. So I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to try to do that this winter. It is like, I don't even know. It's like 20 ingredients or something in the book to make it. So that'll be an interesting little experiment that I don't have time for like right now, but I'll try to do it after Christmas. All right, 2 other things that were still out here that didn't make it to the table. Dave's Killer bread, really clean bread. I mean, pretty clean for store-bought bread. So again, I'm working on mastering bread for us and making that part of, look at my hair, goodness, part of our normal routine, but we're not there yet. So got that in a double pack. Bread's kind of a treat for us at this point until I like really start to master it. We typically don't have bread. It's just something we kind of, since Dad's heart attack, just kind of function without. Something I do like about Dave's bread is it has 5 grams of protein in a slice. So at least you're getting like, you know, if you have a sandwich and you have 2 slices, that's 10 grams of protein just in your carb. So I love that. Okay, anyway, 500 feet of foil. We don't really buy foil that often. I sort of like it for shit hit the fan scenario type things, but we use it for some things. So we really probably only buy that 500-foot roll like every couple years. And they also had some shorts on clearance for me, so I'm excited about that. So if you're ever looking for clothes that, like, you know, you can't find what you want at the thrift store or that kind of thing, the center of Sam's Club typically has pretty decent deals on clothes at the end of the season. So that is the last of the things that I forgot in there. All right, so next thing is toilet paper. So 45 rolls, $22.98. I got 2 packs of this. Yes, we probably go through a fair amount of toilet paper because we have basically 4 adults that live in this house and 2 kids. So, well, the kids aren't on the toilet, but the 4 adults are. So 2 packs of toilet paper. I was getting a little bit lower in the pantry than you know, I was crossing my comfort threshold. So got stocked up on that. All right, so I did cloth diaper. I cloth diapered Jameson for probably a year, and then when no, I lie. It was probably, because they're 2 years apart. So I probably cloth diapered him until she was born, and then I just couldn't do 2 in cloth diapers at the same time. It was just too much. So we switched to regular diapers. This is, again, something that I am not necessarily like proud of, but we use disposable wipes and disposable diapers. Sam's Club has the cheapest price, I think, as far as diapers and wipes go. Obviously, we get the fragrance-free ones, and we try to do plenty of non-diapered time and all that kind of thing. But these come out to 2 cents per wipe, $21.74 for this box. They are both in the same size diaper, which is super convenient because Zuzu is in 4s and so is Jamie. So $39.98, 19 cents each for diapers. I got 2 cases of diapers because I keep my mom's stocked with diapers. I keep both trucks stocked with diapers. I have diapers upstairs. I have diapers downstairs. So I don't want to run out of diapers. So we got that. I think I only have 1 more thing. All right, so last thing is distilled white vinegar. So obviously we use this in canning. We use it for cleaning. We use it for all kinds of stuff. So these are $5.98 for 2 gallons, so $3 a gallon. That is the cheapest that I've been able to find. Even at our Amish stores, sometimes I can find it for like $2.79 or $2.89, but those days are kind of gone. So this is really convenient, and they ship it right to my door, so I don't have to like go out and try to lug gallons into a cart and then put them on the belt and then put them back and then put them in the car and then bring them in the house and all that other nonsense. So love that they bring those right to my door. So that is what we got on this Sam's Club haul. So I know this was a little bit longer video than normal, but I don't know. If you're like me, you love watching haul videos, and so it's super fascinating, and you sit there and take notes and whatever. So if you have questions about anything that I bought from Sam's, about being a Sam's Club member, about being a Plus member, stocking your shelves, any of that, I love all that conversation. So if you have any questions or comments about that, you can drop them down below, or you know, if you're friends with us on, not friends, follow us on Facebook or whatever, you can reach out to us there, and we'd be happy to have that conversation with you. We'll see you next time.